Hello and welcome. I hope everyone's doing well. I'm doing pretty good. Oh boy. Yeah. So I guess it's time for more Diablo. Because, I don't know. I guess I wanted to do more Diablo. That means we're going to be continuing this on Hell difficulty. Something which I definitely haven't done before. So yeah. I was actually looking to start something else, but I think I'm going to need a little bit more time to figure out exactly how to get it working on Windows 10. Since it is quite old, it required Windows 95, so I think I'm going to have to install it on an older computer and copy the files over that way. At least that's my plan at the moment. We'll see how it works. Anyway, Diablo, Belzebub mod. Bobby is here. We have fought through on normal and nightmare difficulty. Now we continue with hell difficulty. Oh boy, we're going to be shooting lightning and teleporting all over the place once more. Oh, I get to identify all my items. Cool. I didn't do that last time since we had defeated Diablo and I just kind of called it there.
Thank goodness.
Hello. Yes. Okay.
Hello, my friend.
I have stuff
Stay
to
a
identify.
while and listen.
We'll probably just... Oh, right. I can't salvage it because we don't have the anvil. Okay. Right. We can put this map I have next to this other map of the stars I have. So yeah, we have quite a few items. These are all uniques, along with these. And we have a number of set pieces as well over here. We also have some nice armor, which we got last time too. Though it's been like a week and a half since I last played this, so I can't remember exactly what we picked up last time. We have a Book of Flame Wave. I can't read any of those books of healing.
That did not do anything.
It is max level. Okay, Stone Clasp. 10 armor class. 35% resist magic. 32% resist fire. Oh yes, that reminds me. Hey, look at that. My resistances are still maxed. Cool. Even on hell difficulty. That's a good sign. I believe it's a thing. I'll take off my armor to see whether it is actually the case. But on higher difficulties, on Nightmare, your resists get reduced by 25%. Let's put these in here so I have room in my inventory. And I think on Hell, they get reduced by 50%. So I'll just drop all of my potions in my inventory. There we go. And my amulet. Okay, so yes. Our resistances are minus 50%. 50% extra damage taken from all elemental attacks. That's pretty nasty. That's why it's so important to stack resistances. We also get to have a look at my stats and what they are in base. 37 strength, 212 magic, 27 dexterity, 47 vitality. We have 91 hit points, 492 mana. That's pretty good. 5 armor class. Yeah. Okay, let's put our rings and amulets back on.
I cannot use this yet.
I'm sorry? You should be able to. Oh, right. Hang on. Oh, yes. Yeah, it was that situation, wasn't it? I was only able to wear that because I had enough stats when I had it equipped. There we go. Yep. So we have Thundercore, swap it over, and we can wear it perfectly fine because it gives plus 11 to our stats. Good. I was worried there for a moment. So yeah, look at that. 75% max stats across the board. The only way we could get higher is some items which would allow us to increase our cap on resistances. I don't know whether you can make yourself completely immune to a element if you got it up to 100%. So yeah. Our life has gone up to 119. Oh boy. 196 armor. This is a really nice suit of armor. Okay, let's put our mana potions back over there. And look at these items which we got. Okay. Stone clasp. So yeah, resist magic, fire, 16 to vitality, indestructible. That's pretty nice. +5 to all attributes. Resist magic, cold, 31-26. 35-32. But this is +5 to all attributes, so I think we will keep wearing this. If I take that off, no, we can actually continue wearing our armor. So that's nice. Right, rune cask. 40 armor, 80 strength, 37 level. What's our level? Our level is 35. 31% resist magic, 49% resist cold, 25 to vitality, -4 damage taken from enemies. Attacker takes 7 to 9 damage. This one regenerates mana. Attacker takes 4 to 6 damage. I have to spend time re-familiarizing myself with everything which we've got. That would be nice to wear, since this only gives us 7 armor. But this does give us a lot of armor. And again, ideally, I'm not getting hit. That's the best armor of all. Sometimes that is very difficult, especially when enemies charge you from across the map. Oh boy, I'm going to have to fight all those bosses again, aren't I? And they're going to be even harder. Oh well, they can only get so difficult. What? They can become immune to all damage? I doubt it. Bone Slayer. 31 to 61 damage. 124 strength. Resist cold 48%. Resist all 16%. 18 to vitality. 13 points to damage. 24 to 78 fire damage. It's a really nice axe. Only way it could be better is if it had a faster attack speed. Dire Hood. Resist all 38%. 20% chance of getting magic items, 14 to vitality, -5 damage taken from enemies, regenerates 3 mana per 5 seconds. Glyph Sever. Increased damage, 33 to 77. For a knife? Wow. 242% enhanced damage, no wonder. 11% critical hit chance, 21 to strength, 23 points to damage. This dagger's hitting harder than the axe. That's a two-handed axe. 3 to 10 cold damage on top of that too. Hailstone Sever. 52 to 110. 22% chance to hit. 190% enhanced damage. Just lightning 36%. 23 points to damage. 1 to 64 lightning damage and indestructible. Okay. I really don't want any of those. I think we'll just sell them. Am I going to hold on to them to deconstruct? Nah. Come on. Sell. Because I want more money. There we go. We just like doubled our money. Belt of the Mammoth. 73 extra hit points. Wormhide armor. It's still a belt. Tower shield. Mantle. That's just normal chainmail. That's just a normal breastplate. Weak. What is this stuff? That was relevant like 2 difficulties ago.
What can I do for you?
Identify. Repair my armor. Not identify. Pepin.
What ails you, my friend?
I require healing. Okay. Now, what else? I have my chain lightning, I have teleport, I have guardian, and I have lightning wall.
I sense a soul in search of
Adriel, what have you got? Stars, staves, I don't care. Book of Firebolt, I know that. Sacrifice, frozen orb, healing, dark pact. I guess I'll get a frozen orb. And read it. There we go. Okay, let's descend once more into the dungeon. There is a higher difficulty after this torment. I'm not going to say anything about it. We'll deal with that when it becomes available.
Please, your death will be up. The sanctity of this place has been fouled.
Because I don't know what torment difficulty entails. Probably lots of pain and suffering. So that could be just a problem for me when I come up to it. Barbed club. We can't wield this club. We don't have enough stats for it. I'm not going to bother. Rare only for me. There we go. Skeleton captains. They're immune to magic. Got like 624 hit points. We're going to be getting so much gold from everything just dropping it on the ground. It's going to be lovely. Like we need more gold. How much have we got in our chest? What, a few million? Ooh, hello. Unique. Blend Rem or something. Blight Rend the Grim. Looks like... Okay, first death. There you go. That was quick. That was because I didn't have my mana shield on. Wop wop.
I'm glad.
Yes, yes. What did I say? It's like a week and a half and I pretty much forget everything about the game. Oh, it's wonderful. Let's go back down and do that again, but better. Oh, there's actually two of them there. Blight Eater the Destroyer. Nope. Nope.
I cannot cast that yet. I cannot cast.
I mean, we're hitting him, and apparently he can't move.
that yet.
I think that's the zombie. Oh, these guys aren't actually shooting.
I cannot cast that.
Bloodlust and Behemoth.
I cannot cast that.
Bright orange zombie.
I cannot cast that.
God damn it. Jeez. Okay. How much gold is this? Oh, that's me. I was like, what type of creature exploded into several piles of 30,000 gold? Oh, wait. The me type of creature. I'm the most valuable creature. I dropped the best loot. No wonder they all want to kill me. Okay. Did you drop anything good? Oh! Hello. You're still there. One of them were defeated. One of them was defeated.
I cannot cast that. I cannot cast that yet.
Okay, cast healing.
I cannot cast that.
Again, good thing that my guardian heads don't actually take damage.
I cannot cast that.
There's like a festivity of lightning up there. I'm just gonna
I cannot cast that.
stay away from that. Scary. Okay. What was I, like 3 rooms into the dungeon and I already died? Wonderful. Ooh, mana potion. Ooh, mana potion. Composite staff of frozen orb. I guess we'll pick it up. Gothic shield. No, what did I say? Only rare items. You can't be hauling around magic items. I'm still going to pick up all the gold I can, though. I can't help it. Oh, mana potion, a book of blood star. Neat. Do I have that spell? Well, I do now, but... yes, I did. Because it's level 4. Hello, what's in here? 127 gold. How did I cast that? That was through a wall. Yeah, What? Well, for some reason, I can see that square. Like, specifically around here. I mean, you'd think I'd only be able to see, like, there. Because that's where the door is, not over there. Might be something iffy with the, junction of the, terrain or something. I don't know. Okay. Let's go down here. Book of Charged Bolt. And some more gold. I don't have enough mana for that. There's the stairs down. I guess we'll do a clear of the level of the quests again. I think I'm interested enough to see how the bosses have changed. That was wrong. Mistakes are now going to end up with me dying so much more often. That. Lightning all the skeletons. And... okay. Cryptic Shrine. Arcane power brings destruction. Righto. That's a whole bunch of shrines. There's like 3 in one area. Okay, that was all that was down there.
I cannot cast that.
I hear an amulet. Ow. Okay, that was a trap firing a blood star. There we go. Oop. It's just a rare amulet. A book. Oh, Book of Lightning Wall. Sure. There's dudes in that room next to you. Could you deal with them, perhaps? Thank you. Though, actually, good on you for going for the enemies who weren't an immediate threat. Who were an immediate threat to me. And so skeletons couldn't open the door, so... you did go for the correct target. Oh right, yeah, I have another spell, don't I? Where's my sentinel spell? There we go. So this thing, this eyeball, it actually follows us around. I think periodically it will like, yeah, or just sort of despawn and respawn again near us. It does cold damage. I thought it was a, it doesn't last that long. I guess it's kind of like a cold version of a guardian spell, but not really. Okay. That. Mana potion. Got the golem, mind base. This, get that. That, ringmail. Firewall. Drop it. Don't need it. Okay. Gold, gold. And a healing potion. Okay.
I cannot get there from here.
What's that? Don't need that. Mysteries revealed in the light of reason. I think that's an identify. Yep. Strong male of the wolf. Yeah. Resist all, 15%. Topaz amulet. Oh, we've got a better one. In just about every way. Actually, yes, in every way. Because it gives more resist all, and it has other bonuses, so. Dark Pact. There we go. That was a mistake. Oh boy. I feel like I should put the teleport spell in a more difficult to reach spot, but if I really want to teleport, if I change it now, I'm just going to get tripped over it even more, so. Guardian. Just one skeleton in here. Crimson and Azure, become as the sun. Okay, well, thanks. We're just finding books. Okay, up here now. You. Mana potions. Whoop. What's your name? Blind White the Unholy. Looks like you're immune to,
Not enough mana. I cannot cast that.
immune to light.
Cast that.
Not immune to fire, though. That is good. Where is Fireball? There it is. Quick! While he's stun locked. Why do these enemies all have to be lightning enchanted? I know how to make something really difficult and obnoxious. Make it spit lightning everywhere. Oh, you're lightning enchanted as well. I don't have to click, I can just hold down the mouse button. Bonehorn the Slasher.
Not enough mana.
Nope. No uniques yet? Oh, disappointed. There's a unique. There's a not a unique. There's a rare. So it looks like it's just a rare breastplate, so it's not like it's a rare item relevant to our level. I don't think so, anyway. Will potion, it looks vitality, healing potion, gold. And what's in here? All fallen. There we go. Lightning wall. Book of Frost Shard. Town Portal. Dark Pact.
That did not do anything.
Yeah, my Frost Shard spell is already max level. Okay. I've read that book too many times. I know exactly what happens. I have a few books like that, where I've read them so many times. I like reading them, but if I go back and read them, I find I'm not so much reading it as I am just like glancing at the sentences, and my mind fills in all the blanks because it knows them so well. It's weird. It's like power reading. Okay, pick up that. Zap, zap. Go. Mana potion. All pieces. More gold. Go down there. Okay. Hey, there's a mana potion. How many enemies are in the way? Yeah. Okay. What about in here? Some skeletons. Okay. No, I cleared out that corner. You can't tell me there's something down there. There's not. There's a ring. Gold. Champion fallen ones. Could I have a mana potion, please? Kind of need one.
That did not do
But I can't read
anything.
this book to regenerate my mana. Right, okay. Time out. Whoop. Back to town.
I sense a soul in search of answers.
Okay. I can still read these books even if they're not. Even if I can't read them at the moment. So I'll hold on to them. I'll put them into my chest. Yeah, that can go there. Dark Pact. I don't have that book. Guardian. We have some Guardian spells. Dark Pact. Charge Bolt. Chain Lightning. Yeah, they're close enough. Okay, Kane.
Hello, my friend.
What are
Stay
these?
a while and listen.
Strong Belt of the Line. Okay, wonderful. Rune Cloak. Wonderful. And Tin Ring of Wizardry. Minus 7% chance to hit, 28 to magic. Fantastic.
Whoa,
Wonderful.
what can
I
I
love
do
them.
for you?
Let's sell them. And that. Okay. Yeah. Okay, fire, lightning, I guess frost then. There we go. How are we going for experience? About halfway there. On our next level. Nope. Hey, a book. That's a champion fallen one. There we go. $4,143 gold. So much gold. Thief's ring recipe. Isn't that a ring from the Elder Scrolls? I mean, Thief's ring. It's like not like the idea is unique to the Elder Scrolls. Magical shrine. While the spirit is vigilant, the body thrives. Did something. It might have renewed my mana shield. Okay, I can learn that, so let's do so.
I cannot get there from here.
Don't want you to do that. I want you to close the menu. Scroll of Infravision. Infravision. There we go. Why could I only see one of the zombies? I could have seen them all. I no longer fear fire. Oh, please. Who's afraid of fire? Who's afraid of any of them? Actually, I still kind of am. They're just going to be doing so much damage that, you know, even with my resistances, it's still going to be nasty. It's just, these potions. Oh, bookcase. Telekinesis. Right, I think we've cleared out the first floor. Let's go down to the second floor. Get fiends. And skeletons. And skeleton bowmen. And carvers. I don't think we're going to be seeing any new enemy types. Warrior's Helm. Oh. Okay. Yeah. Thank you very much for the follow. Strawberries? You. Have we seen rotting carcasses before? Yeah, I guess so. Devilkin. Archers.
Not enough mana.
Yawn. Step forward. Emit lightning. Step forward again. Oh, bang the sharp. He's actually lightning enchanted. Okay. Is he actually fire enchanted? That would be better to cast. No, it's not. Well, he's not fire resistant. So let's cast him. We're getting hit by that before. Why did it stop? I think for now I'll be looking for any items which actually increase the amount of damage my spells deal. My spell power, I think it is. Isn't it? Yeah, spell damage. It's 21%. That's going to be the thing, I think, which makes this easier. If I can find items which, while retaining my high resistances, also gives me some spell power on top of it. That would be quite nice. Hey! Unique round shield. I wonder if it's one we've already got. Yeah, I think rotten carcasses, we've seen them before. They just, like, restricted to, like, floor 2 and 3, maybe, of the cathedral. They get lost in the mass of enemies you fight later on. Get that. Some gold. Again, yes, I have to pick up all the gold. It's the rules. Even though we absolutely don't need it. That's a lot of dudes down there. Okay.
I cannot cast that.
I wonder what a freezing belt is. Think like thermal underwear, maybe. Okay. Hey, don't interrupt my spell. Okay, let's see. Get that. Gold. Pick up the Jagged Star. Since it is rare. Gold. There's a chest up there. And there's the stairs down. But we'll clear out the level. Which way is the shorter way? Rare axe. Yeah, let's clear out up here first. Dark skin belt. We'll pick up that. Okay. Oh, hey. Unique skeleton. Dead eye. Bloodlust. Extra strong. A behemoth. Wasn't enough. Hello. Welcome, welcome. Not a masher. Well, well, if it isn't Mr. Hotshot himself, I'm too good to pick up my litter that I've scattered over the town sorcerer. You're never going to let me live that down, aren't you? Are you? We haven't even been littering in this one. We've been putting it all into our chest, because we've got storage for it all. That was before we played with the mod. We're being responsible and leaving, and cleaning up after ourselves for the most part. I guess I do dump items. I was dumping books around Adria because I couldn't use them. It's our contribution to Tristram. That's all it is. It could be a running joke. It pretty much is. Come on. Get him. There we go. Okay, pick up the gold. I mean, we're cleaning up down here. For the mostly? Kind of. I mean, picking up the gold. We're leaving all the other items all over the floor in here. We do litter wherever we go. It's just the... pardon me. The townsfolk can't see it because they're not going to venture down into the catacombs. Experience teaches you well. Hey! Additional experience. Nice. I hope things going well with you. Let's see. Amulet. Level 3 required. Yeah, I don't think there's like improved versions of amulets. I guess it's just the stats which you get on the amulets get better, not the amulet itself. Since the amulet doesn't actually have stats of its own, it doesn't need to have like a higher base level of armor or whatever. Which is kind of... it makes sense, but it's still kind of weird just picking up amulets for like level 3. You're a champion, and you're immune to lightning. I thought creatures on hell difficulty would have like 2 resistance, 2 immunities, or not 1 or something. Another blood fountain. And a saber. Okay. I'd actually have to go up to town. Come on. Yeah, get that. A Saleh. That's not a Saleh.
Where would I put this?
It's nowhere near as neat looking. There's a lot of skeletons in this room. That was a lot of skeletons. That room. Book of Warp. Okay. Oh yeah, right. We've since replaced the staff I was using, which was giving me random teleportitis. I would take a hit and it would randomly warp me to another spot in the map every now and then. We're not using that one anymore, so that's good. The only problem I have to deal with is myself casting teleport when I don't mean to. Which has happened like 3-4 times so far, so I'm more than making up for it. Oh, you're fire enchanted.
I cannot cast that. I cannot cast that. I cannot cast that. I cannot cast that. I cannot cast that.
Lightning ball. There we go. You could have just not stepped into the lightning, but no. Yeah, I was like, I'm gonna pick up those gold pieces, and I was like, no, don't do that. You'll just kill yourself. I could just not step in the lightning.
I cannot carry anymore.
Okay. I can't even read that. Freezing belt. Level 37 required. Got the Gladius. Okay. Let's go back to town. And identify items. Oh, hey, Wart.
You're over. Psst.
Yes, yes.
The village needs...
Yep.
Hello, my friend.
That's
Stay a
the
while
quest
and
to
listen.
get into the Butcher's Chamber, and also the quest for King Leorak.
Whoa, what can I do for you?
Okay, ooh, that's a fancy looking shield.
Whoa, what can I
Um,
do for you?
Let's see. Wraith Gutter. Do Wraiths have guts? 85% chance to hit. 93% enhanced damage. 11 to strength, 11 to dexterity. I guess that's why it's called Wraith Gutter. Because it allows you to do so. 3 to 10 cold damage. Okay. Gold Ring of the Vulture. 25% chance to hit, minus 22 hit points. I wonder if you can find an item where it's positive and negative completely cancels each other out. I don't think you could have two of the same type of like effect on an item. You can't have like +9 to magic and -9 to magic. So it would have to be countering it some other way. Like maybe you could have a ring which gives you, I don't know, like +5 to magic, but it also minuses the same amount of magic which a +5 to magic would give you, like -20 to mana or something. Amulet of Trouble, -10 to all attributes. That's going into stash. Plague Sunder. Resist fire 37%, critical hit chance 13%, 16 to magic, 13 to dexterity, 10 points to damage. Havoc Bane. 40% chance to hit, critical hit chance not +9%, 14 to vitality, 1 to 32 lightning damage, light radius increased by 12%, and also enhanced damage. Lucky Mail of Vim. 25% chance of getting magic items, +12 to vitality. Frog's Ring, -3 to mana. Why are frogs like not magical? Oh well. There's another one. I haven't seen that one yet. I haven't actually seen the modifier frog on an item before, I don't think. Serpent's Belt of the Wolf. 35 to mana. 37 hit points. Okay. I mean, yeah, no. Pain Scythe. 84% chance to hit. 196% enhanced speed. 39% attack speed. Fine. And the unique. Hang on, what's this? Warrior's Helm. Yeah, okay. And that is a freezing bolt. Sure. Lidless Wall. 47 armor class, 25 to magic, 81% enhanced armor. Resist all -15%. Well, that sucks. 7% increased cast speed. Okay. 20% light radius. Requirements -20%. Increased maximum mana 6%. Okay. I mean, you can overcome the minus to resist all fairly easily. It's not that much, but it's still not very nice. 7% increased cast speed, though. And 6% increase to mana. Increased maximum mana. So that just keeps getting better the more mana you have. Sure, okay. It's interesting, it's a shield sort of designed for a mage. Oh.
Whoa, what can I do
Have
for
I
you?
repaired? Yes, I have. Okay, read that. We'll put it into our stash. And these ones are going with all the others. These are all my terrible items. This one deals no damage. It does actually deal damage. Just like base damage. So some of them have actually got benefits, which that kind of excludes them from being included in here. This was specifically for ones which have no redeeming values. I mean, +5 to strength. Yeah, put that one over there as well. Low durability, minus 67% enhanced damage. Minus 8 to magic. Minus 10, I think that's actually the highest, the lowest, the highest negative we've found on an item. This is getting confusing. Can we go lower in our malices? We'll have to see.
What ails you, my friend?
I won't be satisfied until I can make a character whose all of his stats have been reduced to 0 through the items he wears.
I sense a soul in search of answers.
Now there's a challenge for you. Make a character whose all of their stats is 0. Or are 0, rather. Just start off with level 1 character and then equip them all with a negative attribute items. That would be easiest way to go about it than doing it with a character which was like level 35 and having to reduce these stats as they are now. But then you'd be wanting to decrease your damage as well, so on hit you dealt no damage. You would have to minus out your mana to 0, and your health would have to be at least 1. I wonder what happens if you got your health reduced to 0. Could you reduce it to 0? Maybe it would only reduce to 1. I don't know whether the game would have a failsafe in that regard. It wouldn't let you like drop your stats to the point where you'd just die. Because if you were like, if that happened, and your health, and you put on an item which reduced your health to 0, then if you died, you'd respawn, but then you'd die again because you'd still be wearing the armor. It's not like you drop items when you die. Now I feel I have more of a purpose to collecting these terrible items than just out of novelty. We can see we can see how the game would work in such situations. If I ever get to that point. I'm not going to like specifically try to do that, but if we end up with enough of them, perhaps have a look. Which is the class which has the lowest stats to begin with? I think they've got the same stats, it's just distributed differently. Easiest would probably to go with the mage, because you'd start off with the least hit points. Okay, Helm. That, gold. Stop that. Okay. That. Book of Frost Shard.
That did not do anything.
Well, I can't read it. He sounds so surprised. Like he's looking at the book and he's like, it's not disappearing. Usually when I hold a book in my hands, it just disappears, but this time it's not doing that. Maybe you have to actually read it. What? Read? Turns out our mage is illiterate because he's never actually had to read the book before. They've always just disappeared, and he's just instantaneously gained the knowledge held within. Sounds like it would have been useful for school, but at the same time, I do kind of enjoy the time you spend in reading a book. It's not just gaining the knowledge inside, it's also spending the time with it.
Not enough mana.
Oh!
Not enough mana. I cannot cast that yet. 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 I cannot cast that yet.
There's a grand robe up there.
Yet.
No. Is that guy immune to fire, lightning? Immune to fire and magic? There we go. Okay, pick up that. That. I really don't like how your character sort of jumps around a little bit sometimes when you get hit by attacks. It's not knockback. It's like the game's... You're getting caught between two squares. But then the game's like, oh, you got hit, so it puts you back a square. It sort of resets your movement. And fantastic. That's the second death. He's actually immune to fire, lightning, and magic. Okay. That's a bigger deal than I thought. Ice blast. There we go. Pick up that. Pick up my gold. And a potion. Book of Firebolt, which we don't need.
I cannot cast that yet.
There's another unique there. Dancer the Sharp. And Bonehead Keen Axe. Holy crap, you're fast. You're so small. I didn't even see you charge up to me. Clearly I'm not firing enough. I'm not shooting enough lightning everywhere. Okay, well, third death. Are you dead now? Good. I think you are.
I cannot carry any more.
The problem is, the arrows of the skeletons are so small. They get lost amongst all these item like labels. Turn the item labels off then. Just a thought. I don't think they're supposed to be on permanently. Should only be on when I hold down Alt, shouldn't they? Oh. Okay, so holding down Alt toggles them on and off. Pressing Control toggles them on and off. There we go. That's a bit better. I felt like it wasn't the case when I was last playing this. Let's go back to Tristram. Adria! Adria!
I sense a soul in search of answers.
Man of me. Okay. What have we got? Bone Spirit, Chain Lightning, Healer, the Sacrifice, Firewall. All the spells which I wanted.
Do anything.
I don't have enough mana to read because they're all very high. They're already all really high level. Where's my books? There we go. I can go in there. Let's put this recipe in here. What's this? Platinum Amulet Protection. Yeah, wasn't that one which we made? Or did I put that in there because it's got an interesting design to it and I kind of want to see what it looks like without the red effect over it. Yeah, we made these two. Which... For all the effort and gems and stuff which went into making them, they're a little disappointing.
Hello, my friend. Stay a while and listen. Well, what can I do for you?
What have we got? Gold Sword of Maiming. Chance to hit 27%. 5 points to damage. Okay. Rune Visor. 57% resist fire. 26% chance of getting magic items. 70 hit points. -3 damage taken from enemies. Okay. No, it's not as good as what we've got. Havoc Wrap. 42% resist fire. 34% resist lightning. Resist all, 27%. 12 to mana. Or 12 to magic. 99 hit points. 13% hit recovery speed. I mean, what's this giving us? Plus 11 to all of our attributes. It also increases my spells by 1 level. And gives us a lot of armor. Not that I think that much armor is worth much in Hell difficulty. I don't think it's helped me survive. So, cutting that out, plus 11 to all attributes, The hit steals 6% mana. I think that only applies in melee. So, I'd have to actually smack enemies over the head with my staff to get mana back, and that's not happening. So out of all that, it's really just the spells are increased 1 level, which is going to be like an extra, what, 6 points of damage. That's also only hard leather armor. It's giving me armor class of 13. I think along with it, I'd be looking for armor, which is increasing my spell casting rate. Or spell power. So I think... I think we're going to keep it for now. Just because it does increase my spells by 1 level. Which is 1 level beyond the max. So, increasing my spells by that is the only way I can actually improve a number of my spells. Oh, and we know the Barbarian's belt. Put that in our chest anyway. There we go. Okay. Back down we go. Gold, 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 gold. Kind of like having it on, actually, just permanently. Means I can, at a glance, just see everything which is around, and even if it does kind of cover everything up. Minimizes the chance that I'll just glance over something. Overlook something, rather. Okay. That's to the water passage. Another shark skin belt. That's a lot of devil kit.
I cannot cast that yet. I cannot cast that. I cannot cast that. I cannot cast that yet.
It's like some kind of lightning trap I'm creating in there. Lightning trappery. Can you escape the lightning as it gradually covers the entire room? Nope. Looks like, turns out you couldn't. There we go. Scroll Flash, Stone Curse, Bone Spirit. These two areas are right next to each other. How convenient. Let's go on firewall, healing. All this stuff. Elixir of dexterity, vitality, gold pieces, gold. Go. That ring. I see a book. And another book. Lightning Wall.
That did not do anything.
There we go. Bang. Stop that.
Not enough mana.
Okay, yeah, there was a room up here. Magical shrine. Woo. Okay, I think that's actually pretty much the entire level. Ooh, a Towar. Should we try and deal with the butcher now? Sure. It's not like it's going to become easier if I get a level. I can read it.
That did not do anything.
Okay, so we cast a town portal and go here. How fast is he going to be? Oh. Is he going to drop any good loot? Okay, more gold. A warbow. And a book of immolation. Gold. Okay. Right. Okay. That's a lot of juice. But there are always enemies in there? Guess so.
I cannot cast that yet.
I think the butcher's only spawns when I actually step
I
into
cannot
it.
cast that yet.
Yes, yes, yes. We've seen it all before. Holy crap, he is. Holy crap, he is fast. Wow. And he's immune to lightning.
I cannot cast that yet. I cannot cast that yet. I cannot cast that yet. I cannot cast that yet.
Great. He's not following me. Well, okay. We're going to town. We might have dealt some damage to him, but, I'm going to need more mana potions. Wow, he's fast.
I sense a soul in search of answers.
Okay. I'm guessing I can't use, like, Frost Orb to slow him down or something like that. I feel like that's not going to slow him down an appreciable amount.
Fresh meat.
Yeah, hello.
I cannot cast that. I cannot cast that yet. I cannot cast that yet. I cannot cast that yet.
I have to concentrate.
I cannot cast that yet. I cannot cast that. The spirits of the dead are now avenged.
Oi! I thought that would go on for much longer than it did. Wow. Okay. The butcher. He's been taking cardio lessons. I'm glad I didn't need all these potions. Still though. Okay. Pick up that. These bodies. Tatters.
Where would I
Helm.
put this?
There is a chest up here. What's on this? Hey, a unique sash. Wow. That's actually interesting because sashes aren't, or belts aren't in the base game. So that's going to be a completely new, unique. Okay, let's go back. So what, on Torment difficulty is the butcher just going to be... How much faster can they make him? Is he just going to be teleporting into melee with you now? Let's identify these items. I need to free up my inventory.
Hello, my friend. Stay a while and listen.
Okay, I wonder whether this is a unique belt dropped by him.
Well, what can I do for you?
Plague Blow. Okay. Sure. Pain Rend. 17 to strength. 3 to 10 cold damage. Hit deals 5% mana. Sure. Grey Belt of the Ages. Indestructible. 16% resist cold. Celestine Ring. 50% resist cold. Lenimo. Lenimo? Resist all, 10%. Regenerates 1 mana per 5 seconds. 10% light radius. Mana 15. Okay. Sell price is 121. Okay, so it's like a unique for a level 1 character. I mean, yeah, sure. Interesting bonuses. The resistor would be nice for a level 1 character. It's weird that we got that now. I guess all the uniques are pulled from just one pool, so I kind of wish it was something a bit more useful for us, but hey. It's a nice item, anyway. Just, a nice item to wear for, the first 3 floors or something. Let's go clear out the water passage. this. Like I need mana potions. Oh well. I actually do need them. I'm going to use up the ones I have, so... Amulet. The sheer amount of lightning is forever humorous to me. There we go. Okay. That out. He's not immune to lightning. Ow, ow.
I cannot cast that. I cannot cast.
Wow, he's fast.
I cannot cast that yet.
And he's actually hunting me down? Holy crap, that's like a first for a ranged unit.
Not enough mana.
Most of the time, they just sort of
Cannot cast that.
stand in the spot. And let themselves be hit by all your spells and all that. But this one's actually like hunting me down.
Not enough mana.
Sorry, where is he? Why couldn't they shoot at you until I could see you?
I cannot cast that yet. I cannot cast that yet.
What's your attacks? Fire enchanted, cold enchanted. Sure. So you're immune to fire. My lightning's dealing damage, but not much. Ice blast you. Oh, hold on. Nope, you're immune to frost. Oh, you're actually can't shoot me from here. I'm like clicking right here, but it's just enough that my mouse goes off the screen onto my other monitor. I might have to go to town and get more potions. I don't. Okay, so let's see. The problem is I can't really stand there and tank his damage, because if I stand there, he slows me down.
I sense a soul in search of
And I'm not
answers.
going to be firing spells fast enough to win in that situation. He's immune to cold, he's immune to fire, so lightning, or possibly magic. Stand next to him and cast like flash. But again, he slows me down, so... You have some abilities I could potentially use. There we go. Elemental Drain. Lowered his lightning resistance enough that he was able to take more damage from my lightning. Okay. See the Staff of Flash. I don't need that. Take it, because it was the reward. It was the reward. Okay. Back in here, and right. I think. There's a room down here I haven't explored. Actually, I have. Map was lying to me. Okay. Let's go down to level 3. More enemies which aren't immune to lightning. Lovely.
I cannot cast that yet. I cannot cast that yet. I cannot cast that. Not enough mana.
That. What's in here? Skeletons.
I cannot carry any more.
And on the bookcase is a book of telekinesis. That. Did I hear a unique or something? Oh, some champions. These guys, the hidden, don't usually appear in the cathedral floor, do they? They usually appear in the catacombs. A rare quarterstaff of heal other. Ooh, wow. Your turn. An extremely red zombie. Lightning enchantment, poison enchantment. Okay. Ooh, there's another one there. Gut shank the quick. Poison enchanted. Yeah. Zombie spitting those poison orbs around.
I cannot cast that. 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 I cannot
Yes, you can.
cast that.
Just keep trying.
I cannot cast that.
There we go. You thought I was the one with excessive lightning. That. I thought my guardian was an enemy. Nope.
I cannot carry any more.
Oh, my inventory's full. Drop that. What's this? Archon plate. Well, I mean, it's not rare, so we won't carry it. 10,000 gold. 1,000. That. Falchion. Gold. There we go. Haha, dodged your trap. You've been outplayed, game. No one mentioned that the game's currently like what, 560 to deaths to me. I mean, the only way I could win is by defeating Diablo, so everything else is just a step on the path to that. No, I mean that would make it 5-2. Because I defeated Diablo twice, but those were on lower difficulties. So. And if we were doing that, the death count for me would be much higher. So, let's keep it just to this on hell difficulty. That makes it look a bit better. It's still whatever 0 to me, though, but I can feel better about it. Eh. Who's even keeping track? I'm having fun, that's the main thing. Pick up the gold. Mana. Gold. More mana. A rapier. So that's a saber. That's a scimitar. Okay. Okay. I didn't know there was a shortcut key for crafting.
That did not do anything.
Just mana potions everywhere. Don't even need them. I feel like I should be picking them up. But my inventory is saying, nope, sorry, I'm full. I feel like, as much as this lightning makes the mage seem really powerful, I feel like if I had gotten to this point as a warrior, I'd be doing much the same thing. It's just I wouldn't be dying in a few hits in melee, and occasionally I'd be hitting things in melee. Maybe that's just me, because I tend to build my characters towards using magic. It's just so useful. I feel like you can't really make do without it. Diablo. Going just melee is... I just feel it wouldn't work. Maybe it would. Warp Skull. Hey! Stop that.
I cannot cast that yet. I cannot cast that yet. I cannot cast that yet. Not enough mana. I cannot cast that.
This is what I feel like.
I cannot cast that yet.
Even with all the armor you might have, the enemies are still going to be doing so much damage that you're not going to be able to really... counter it in any meaningful way.
Not enough mana.
Nope. That was a mistake.
I cannot cast that yet. I cannot cast that yet. I cannot cast that yet.
I just have to spam lightning around, hoping that I hit him. Every time I went out of melee, he went invisible again.
I have no room.
Your inventory is a friggin' mess. Clean that up. There we go. Okay, gold.
I cannot cast that.
Ugh. Not everyone. Good.
Where would I put this?
Look, Vice Blast. Okay. Nope. That's not what I meant to do. Again.
Not enough mana.
Yeah. No, I'm pretty sure it says that the Burning Dead are immune to lightning. Immune to fire. Oh, that just closed all the chests. Okay. Yay, more loot. But I think I looked at this last time, and I think I found that the Guardian spell. No. Okay, I don't know. I thought for a moment the Guardian spell would deal a little bit of physical damage, but not enough mana. I don't know. It says that they're immune to lightning, but I'm not reducing their lightning resistance. I don't know why they were getting hit by those fireballs. Maybe it says they're immune to lightning, immune to fire, but they've only got really high fire resistance. But it's not, you know, it's not like 100%. I mean, this does lower enemies' lightning resistance by 2%. And fire resistance. Okay, okay, so it's actually my staff which is doing that. There we go. I don't even know my own strength. Let's use these. Yep. Gonna have to go back to town. There we go. Worried for a moment. Where do my spells go? Hello. Welcome, welcome, Wex. Eckford.
I sense a soul in search of answers.
Is this a name for me or something? How's it going? I hope things are going well. Let's see. Let's go and identify our items.
My friend. Stay a while and listen.
Which we don't have too many. It's just these books which are taking up my inventory. Ice Blast. Don't need. Telekinesis. Don't need. Ice Blast. Dark Pact. Can't complain. Hope everything's alright with me. Things are pretty good. Yeah. Aside from the usual, you know, lockdowns coming into effect and all that again. So, got a good way of dealing with it here, but
What's that you say?
it does get a little annoying sometimes, but oh well.
Hello, my friend. Stay a while and listen.
Okay, what are these items we have?
Well, what can I do for you?
Blood Wand. 42% resist fire, 19 points to damage, 1 to 32 lightning damage hit, steals 4% life. Okay. Cruel Chant. +1 to Stone Curse spell. +1 to sacrifice, 16 to magic. -7 to target's fire resistance, -3 to target's lightning resistance. The times we live in. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, well. Okay, do I want to use that one? No, because this gives me 21% spell power. This doesn't. You don't want to starve. Okay. You know, if you accepted magical staves, you would open up an entire new area of money which you could be making, because I'd be selling them to you and I wouldn't be selling them to Adria. I guess you don't have the connections to dispose of something like that, but I don't know. I don't have the license to deal with magical goods. Brimstone Mantle. 41% resist fire, 80% chance of getting magic items, 16 to magic, 13 to dexterity, high durability. Yeah, whatever. Lightning, dexterity, sure. What have we got? 21% resist all. Half freeze duration. -4 damage taken from enemies. 67 hit points. 13 to magic. Light radius increase. What's this one? Half trap damage. Shadow circle. 41 mana. 48% chance to hit. 16 to dexterity. Hit points. 52. Critical hit damage plus 11%. These have resist alls on them, so I don't think I'm going to swap it over. No. Okay. Yeah. Why am I looking at your items?
I sense a soul in search of answers.
You can have this. What have you got? Staff of Sorcery. Russet Staff of Icicle.
That did not do anything.
Okay, Town Portal's already max. You can have that book back. Right. What? What have you got?
Over here.
He's actually increased his price. It used to be just 50 gold, wasn't it? Now it's 1,750. He could be asking 10,000 and it still wouldn't be like a noticeable amount of my cash. Amber Shield of the Ages. He is showing us 2 items at once though. 20% resist all and indestructible. Mail of Power. 14 to strength. Kid, you've never made a sale.
Greetings.
What have you got? Garnet Shield of the Sky. Resist fire 46%, plus 2 to all attribute.
Greetings.
Do you perhaps have something which I could gamble for? 73,000 for this ring. 49,000 for this amulet. Chance of the ring being better than anything I have. No. What about this? 34% chance of getting magic items. Require level 37. Wonderful. Battle belt. 25% resist all. 9 to dexterity. That's a bit closer. What about this one? Enhanced armor, half freeze duration. Yeah. If it's like how it is in Diablo 2, I think one of those items which he's got there in the gambling is hold on. There we go. Is a rare item. But is it really worth trying to get it? I don't know. Because even if you get it, it might not be something which you want. I said before, I think in Diablo 2 there is a way to kind of tell which item is the rare one. Or I think it's something to do with like if one item seems to sort of look out of place compared to all the others.
That did not do anything.
Let's drop that. then it's like likely that that's the unique item. I don't know.
I cannot cast that.
I might also be completely misremembering. There we go. There's a unique composite staff there. And a level up. That skeleton dropped a level up. I guess more points into mana. I did think about putting it into strength just so I could wear this armor without having to do that. Wearing another piece of armor or swapping my staff over so I'm a bit stronger to put on the armor. But, eh. I wonder what this unique staff is. And a barbarian belt. Okay, that's Leoric's tomb. We deal with him now. Let's go into there.
The warmth of life has entered my tomb.
Once again.
Prepare yourself, mortal, to serve.
I cannot cast that yet.
Yes, yes, yes.
I cannot cast that yet.
Interrupted with a I cannot cast that yet. The grand robe. Don't need that. Up here. You're actually unique. What's your name? Proc John the Insidious. Okay. Well, you're extremely rude.
I cannot cast that. I cannot cast that. I cannot cast that.
Oh boy. Got a lot of hit points. Actually, I gotta reply to this. How about you? I think I might have been casting the wrong spell right there. I meant to lower his resistances and then hit him, but hit him with chain lightning, but why is that mind mace? Did I fumble that badly?
I sense a soul
Terrible
in search
shot.
of answers.
Out of here, you. Meteor cluster, warp healing. No, I don't want anything except victory. And my elemental drain spell back. Okay, let's explore around a bit more before I go back into there. Just to give my elemental drain some time to recharge. Oh.
Not enough mana.
Cool. Okay. Nearly recharged. Mana shield. Serialize. I should probably have cast that while I was down here, but it only lasts for like 20 seconds. But he just does not care, does he? Okay.
Not enough mana. I cannot cast that. Not enough mana.
I'm sorry. Wow. Feel like this guy's tougher than King Leoric himself will be. Just steps into melee, I see my health and mana just go into the floor. Okay. Ice blast, perhaps? Hang on. Don't go in there without mana shield. Actually, no! What am I doing? He's undead, isn't he? There's a clear answer. Want to get a bit more distance from him. There we go. Here I am trying to fiddle around with different spells, and it's like, oh wait, he's undead. Good old humble holy bolt.
Where would I put this?
Short Best thing is that no amount of resistances will save you from holy bolt. Because I think it does like holy damage or something. Yeah, holy damage. Apparently it's blockable, but yeah, I guess it is. They were blocking the effects of it.
I cannot cast that yet. I cannot cast.
It's also got a nice amount of knockback on it.
I cannot cast that yet. I cannot cast that yet. I cannot cast that.
Is that King Leoric with your stun blocking up there?
I cannot cast that.
Yes, well no, it's not. Well, you're not stun blocking him, but yes it is.
Leoric, I'll find your son.
I feel like we've already said that, but okay, short battle bow. Visor. I think there's another unique in here. Like one drops from one pops up from there. Gotta hit him. Okay, before we open those. Yeah, here we go. Hey, stop that. Duke Noctis. Lightning enchanted. Okay, well. Again. Ooh, wow. You're actually quite tough. Even if I'm using a Holy Bolt. We've just got like a high chance of blocking it. Come on. Get out of here, you. Any moment now. There we go. Oh. Well, thank you very much for the follow, Rhythmic Wizard. We've been quite rhythmic ourselves, casting all these spells. We get a good beat down when we're shooting the enemies. In both ways. Okay, and I think there was another one up here. Cancel a terror. Yep. Behemoth, arcane enchanted and cold enchanted. No, he hit me. It's all ruined. I think I can cast this faster if I repeatedly click than if I hold down the mouse button. Which, you'd think holding down the mouse button would cast it as fast as I can, but that was how I got hit before. But I started just holding it down. No, he didn't drop anything at all. Aim. What's in these chests? Charged bolt.
This?
Fine. No, I can't read it.
I cannot use this yet.
Okay. I already know that. I don't need to have multiples of these. I think they're learnt across characters. Elixir of Dexterity, Composite Staff, sure. And what's in this other chest here? 4 gold. Another Elixir of Dexterity. No uniques or anything? Okay.
I cannot cast that.
No, that's not teleport. Okay, let's leave. And I will swap over my spell from Holy Bolt to Chain Lightning. Oh. Okay. I think we're pretty much covered this entire floor. There's a skeleton over there which we haven't killed. Okay. More hidden. More everything. Okay. Oh, hello. That's a room full of skeletons.
I cannot cast that yet. I cannot cast that yet. I cannot cast that yet. I cannot cast that yet.
Oh, they're in another room where the door is over here. Go. Hey, mace. What's on here? Scroll of Immolation, Scroll of Identify. Another Scroll of Infovision. Amulet. I should have opened this one. That way they would have been able to... They would have been killed by my guardians, but... Oh well. I don't know why a whole bunch of these, like, pedestals look like they've got nothing on them, but they actually do. Game's just lying to me. That one doesn't have anything on it. And it doesn't look like it does. Maybe the game's forcing, like, more of the pedestals to have items on them. But it's not updating the... I shouldn't guess. I don't know how this game works under the hood. Okay. Oh, right, yes. A whole bunch of these are closed because I found a shrine, which... Okay, let's not go around breaking all the barrels and chests and opening the chests again, since we've already done that once. All the bookcases, so. Bone Spirit. Where's the downstairs? Up here. Oh, hello. Skullfire. Uh-oh. Yep. I saw that coming. It's like, oh no, I'm out of mana.
Hello, my friend. Stay a while and listen.
Oops.
The sto-
No, I don't care about work.
Well, what can I do for you?
Right, what have we got? Brimstone Mask. Resist magic, resist fire, 20 to strength, -4 damage taken from enemies. Okay, Carrion Veil. 42% resist magic. 12 to vitality. 37 hit points and indestructible. With 42 armor. Okay. Wraith Crack. 42% resist fire, 19 to dexterity, 6 points to damage, attack speed, 31%. Grimbane. 39% resist cold, 14% critical hit chance, 17 to magic, 1 to 64 lightning damage. -2 to all attributes, Amulet of the Pit. Beautiful. Serpent's Amulet of Ox. 39 mana, 10 to strength. Fine. Order Quarrel. 38% enhanced damage, 18% resist all, 11 points to damage, 6 to 20 cold damage. Stone Quill. 49% resist fire, 19 to dexterity, 20 to vitality, hit steal 7% mat life. Okay. Hello, welcome. Still not sure how you feel about this mod. Does Chernobog stay closer to the original game? I'm not sure. I think I don't actually know. I think I was told that the Chernobog one is more around, like focused on multiplayer, whereas this one is more focused on single player. I didn't have a look other than a very brief like read of what they say about Chernobog. I thought it was just an updated version of Belzebub. But I did actually download it to have a look and see what it was like. I mean, there is quite a few changes in this game. Especially with all the quests and all that, the new items which it adds. Does change how it plays quite a bit. Okay, what's this? Maelstrom. +4 to all attributes. 13% resist all. 13% increased cast speed. +9% spell power. 3 to Ice Blast spell. 3 to telekinesis. 6% chance to cast lightning on striking. 6% chance to cast fireball on striking. Is that on me hitting the enemy with the staff? And not on me getting hit? Because I'm not going to be hitting people with the staff. And that's not as good as this. Because this gives 21% spell power. Even if it doesn't give me casting speed. Less resist all too. What's my other staff? Thundercall. Yeah, that increases my casting speed by 20%. Oh yeah, I should have that equipped when I'm wanting to hit a target with my lightning. Because it lowers lightning resistance by 13, whereas this one only lowers it by 2. So Thundercall would actually be better for me to have equipped. All the time. Okay. Well, into the chest you go. Do I already have one of you? No. Okay.
The curse of...
Yep. King Leoric is now dead. Again. Doubly dead.
I sense a soul in search of answers.
Adria, give me potions. There we go. Healing, Inferno, Frozen Orb, Circle of Ice. Bramble Goad. 22% spell power. 3 mana regenerated per 5 seconds, 9 to magic. -2 lightning resistance. 26% resist fire. 192 charges of fireball. And the fact that in this, as a mage, I can recharge a staff up to max for free. Not that money's an object, but 22%, 21%. I mean, it doesn't give me resist all. Still, that's close to being better than this. But I don't think I'll purchase it just for a 1% increase in my spell power. I mean, let's see. 1% increase. If my spell deals 300 damage on hit, that's going to be an extra 3 points of damage. I know that stacks up with how many lightning bolts I'm firing, but... Again, I think if it comes down to that, I've got bigger problems. Come back to me when when you've got a staff which gives like 5% extra spell power or something. Oh, right. Hello, yes. Oh, hello. Yes, right. Oops. Someone forgot their protections.
Not enough mana.
There we go. No problem.
I cannot carry any more.
Siege bow. Okay, pick up that gold. And there. What did I say before? All the barrels had been respawned, so let's not go breaking them all. Just have to go through the entire floor again. There's a waypoint. Yay. Okay. I think we'll continue doing what we had done last time we went through Nightmare, in that I'll try and get through like the whole of the cathedral levels, and then next time we'll go through the catacombs and then the tunnels and so on. That seemed to work pretty well. Oh, hello. Diacor. I thought you died over here. Bloodlust, Mastery, Behemoth. It all depends on how quickly we're going to be able to go through all this.
I have a...
Yes. You want a rock. And you are missing your sign. I mean, did the extra quests add much to the game? I guess if you want more Diablo. They do slow down the experience effect. And some of them are quite lengthy, so I can understand just ignoring them and bypassing them. They're not necessary, so you can still just do the base ones. Pick up my huge piles of cash again.
I cannot cast that. Not enough mana.
Is everything dead yet? Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Not enough mana.
Chop Weaver the Stalker. Come on.
I cannot cast that. I cannot cast that.
Well, even the little things like the slight extension of the Butcher quest, you just found it pointless. It was somehow creepier when in your first playthrough, and wittingly just let him out of the room. With the security card accidentally discovered, you really don't like that as much. Yeah, I can understand that. Him being in his own separate little area is... yeah, it's a bit... unnecessary.
I cannot cast that.
There's also the other changes to it, where the mod makes it harder. But harder makes him faster. And him being in his own little area means that you can't do what I usually do with him, which is find a area or a room with a grid and lock and close the door, and you shoot him with an arrow or shoot him with a bow behind the locked door because he can't open them. So. There's a whole thing with Diablo 2 where you have a time limit before he becomes really powerful, and you've got to defeat all these other demons before you even get to him. And there's something to be said for how straightforward the base game is. There's not a lot of fiddling around with things.
Not enough mana.
Temporarily increases magic. Okay.
Take.
Yep. Lightning cold and magic immune. Wonderful.
I cannot cast that.
I was going to say, are you immune? You shouldn't be, because I have items which lower your immunity.
I cannot cast that. I cannot cast
Assuming
that.
they play by the same rules when it comes to resistances that I do, that immune just means they have 100% resistance to it, and that I can lower it. Immunity might just mean I am completely immune, you can never lower it to a point where I can take damage, but then I don't know. Oh yeah, we didn't clear out this room because I teleported over the wall to get to the town. The what's it called? Teleport stone thingy waypoint. There we go. I think most of the bosses, most of the toughest bosses in this game have been all butcher-likes. That's a tavern sign. Because there was... Let me just drop this. Because there's the butcher himself. Then there's the smith, who is also really fast, going to stun lock you in melee. They keep using the same tactic. I feel that's kind of... I don't know. Diablo's... There's only so difficult you can make a game, I feel, within its mechanics. And I don't think you can really make the game difficult for people who really know the game. Unless you just... I don't know. Make it extremely unfair or something. It kind of illustrates the point you've always tried to explain. The hardware limitations of yesterday led to a certain type of creativity is lacking today. Without those limitations, there's no need to find another solution when you just can't do what you'd like with the game. I do agree that I feel limitation encourages or fosters creativity more, because it's like, wow, examples of things I like is you look at, say, Super Mario 64 and then you look at Conker's Bad Fur Day, and even though I do think the cartridge carry capacity got increased across the time span of the Nintendo 64 because of the limitations of the hardware, people had to come up with a set full health. Had to come up with ways to get around the limitations. And between those two games, Super Mario 64, while a very good game, has rather simple looking textures, very little voice acting, whereas Conker's Bad Fur Day, it has full voice acting, a lot of different music, and improved visuals and all that for draw distance and so on. You know some of these words. So another example I can say, I think you can see it with like chiptune music for Commodore 64s and all that as well, where you had some really nice compositions on that, despite the
I cannot get there from here.
hardware having only... How many sound channels did the Commodore 64 have? Because they were able to, some of the musicians were able to create new sounds by having bits of code in it, so that it would be like calling for the hard drive to tick, which they would incorporate into the music as kind of like an underlying beat line or something like that. I think there's some cases of that. Ways to get around the limitations. I think another thing with this is games' file sizes. Because storage is so easy now, I don't think as much effort is put into keeping a game file size down to a reasonable amount. Because you don't really need to. But it would be nice if a bit more effort was put into there. Some of the game sizes are kind of ridiculous. I guess it's sort of like having a hardware room, or like a warehouse, and you just sort of strew everything all over the floor because you've got all this room. So why would you need to keep it all tidy? But
I cannot cast that.
leave me alone! Thank you.
Wow,
that goes fast. I guess we're now dealing with this too.
I cannot cast that.
Please tell me you're nearly dead. About half.
I cannot cast that.
C64 had 3 channels for sound. Okay. I'm kind of worried on this. You think that was MP3 that made that possible, full voice acting? That's how they were able to port Resident Evil 2 to Nintendo 64. Okay. Oh, that makes sense. I don't claim to be an expert on these things. Thank you for correcting me on that.
That did not do anything.
Could I hesitate to say that maybe some of it still stands true? Because I do think the sound, like, draw distance and textures are high quality when you look at them close up. It's something. Anyway. Enough for beep, bloop, and blurp. Don't go into things. Commodore 64. It's got some great sound. It's got some great music. Oh. No. There we go. I'm gonna have to go to town. Holy crap, this guy is just tearing through all of my everything. I mean, there's certainly beep bloopy music on it. But there's also some really good stuff
I
too.
sense a soul in search of answers.
Okay, that's fine. Oh yeah, you want your sign back?
Wow.
Thank you. Give me that crown. There we go.
Hello, my friend. Stay a while and listen.
Okay, let's have a look at these items.
Whoa, what can I do for you?
What have we got? Hey, that set piece looks interesting. Rune Sever. 20 to strength, 14 to magic, 10 to all attributes. Okay. Plague Carapace. Everything's plague something. 32% resist magic, 55% resist lightning, 18 to strength, 11 to vitality, hit points 36. Rift Prow. Resist magic, lightning, 19 to vitality, hit points. No, I think what we've got's still better. Chaos Coat. 129 armor class. Resist lightning 27%, 12 to strength, 15 to magic. Okay. Dread Scarab. 46 mana. Resist fire 50%, resist cold 41%, 18 to magic, 11 to vitality. That's actually pretty nice for its magic bonuses. This gives me half freeze duration, -4 damage taken from enemies. I don't know if that freeze duration is actually helping me too much. That isn't lowering my resistances. And it gives me nearly 100 extra mana.
That did not do
That would also allow me to possibly read a few more books. So I think we'll wear Dread Scarab for now. Let me put this in here. No, not that. This. Where's my library? So many books!
That did not do anything.
Consume!
That did not do anything.
Okay.
That did not do anything. That did not do anything.
I can read so many books. And you can go in here. Okay, and this can go in here. Right. What is this set item, Pete? Cathan's Mask. Armor class 7. Resist cold 22%. Mana plus 21. Okay. Don't think I've got another part of that set. Tancred, Naj, Arctic Furs, Eisenhearts, Cleglaw's Tooth. Nope. Looks neat though. I don't know though whether it's a icon from Diablo 2 or not. Because it seems like a bunch of the sets are actually from Diablo 2. Okay, now we're gonna have to deal with you. You.
I cannot cast that.
Uh-oh. We've enraged him. No!
I cannot cast that. I cannot cast that. I cannot cast that. I cannot cast that.
Actually, am I forgetting my, like, extreme basics when it comes to undead? Again, this guy's undead. That means holy bomb. So if I've got him stuck around the corner where he isn't getting to me, then, well, so be it.
I cannot cast that. I cannot cast that.
There we go. What did he drop? Money. And a short battle bow. Full mana potion. Okay. That. And there's actually no creatures in here before he opens the area. How about that? Help, I'm stuck. Okay. Yeah, now there's dudes there.
Not enough mana.
Oh! Could you please? Thank you. Oh. Okay, so what are you weak to? No, not again. Lightning or whatever.
I cannot cast that. I cannot cast that. I cannot cast that.
I don't think I was expecting Snot Spill to be a problem. There we go. Jeez. Okay. Oh, there it is. Maybe that half freeze duration was actually useful. Oh. OBS, don't go flickering like that. Wow, that freeze lasted a long time. Why are you flickering like red occasionally? Don't do that. You're making me worried. Okay, pick up this. That. I want that. Yeah. Don't want the cleaver. There are areas which we haven't explored. Oh, and there's also Garbad the Weak, so...
Not enough mana.
I'm sorry, I thought you were dead. Wow, okay, basic skeleton manages to get a kill on me. The undead have a love-hate relationship with being alive. Hmm. Okay, give me all that gold.
Not enough mana.
As I said at the beginning of this stream, There was another game which I was looking to starting up other than Diablo. But I think I'm going to need to have install it on an older computer first and then copy the files over, because Windows 10's just like, no, sorry, this requires Windows 95. I can't run it. Like, okay. And considering the game in question, I don't think my chances of finding an answer to getting the installer to run is very likely. Mostly because it's a game which I have basically never seen anyone do a video of, so. Kind of for good reason.
I cannot get there from here.
It's not a terrible game, but anyway. That's why Linux with Wine has its advantages. I can imagine. I mean, I can imagine there's no reason why Windows couldn't run the installer. It's just like, oh, I can't run it because it's old. Like, well, you used to know how to do it. Just do that. It's like, ah, sorry. It kind of like starts it running fine, but then it's just when it starts actually trying to run the setup, it's just like, no, sorry. Oh well. Thought about maybe just copying the files over from the CD, but it looks like they need to be unpacked, so. Oh well. I think I finished the game once. That was it. One playthrough was about all that I was willing to do. I think I have a laptop which has got Windows XP on it, so I can install it on that. Copy the folder over. That should work. Now, then it would just be a matter of getting it running Windows, rather than installing it on Windows. Because it requires Windows 95. Mad Eye the Dead.
Not enough mana. Not enough mana.
Get out of here. I guess I could use like a... What are they called? Like you're running a like an emulated version of a desktop on your desktop. I think I fiddled around with one of those in my own time a number of years ago. I've since forgotten everything about it, so I'd have to relearn it. The way Windows has just been more and more tacked on over the years, that really isn't a reason why the installer should complain. Yeah, a lot of like legacy stuff in it, from what I understand. There's a lot of zombies behind there. And I might need some more potions. Okay. Let's go through the temple. And no, there's no chances of me purchasing it on GOG and getting a version that way. As I said.
I sense a soul in search of answers. Yeah. I mean, I suppose it's not too surprising it's not on GOG. GOG has a good number of games on it, but they're mostly like pretty well-known games. Not really going to get more obscure and smaller company ones. Not to diminish the good work they've done, but there is a lot of games which people, myself included, would have played back in like the early
I cannot
90s,
carry
which
anymore.
honestly, there's no reason why GOG would have them in the first place. Even if I might have some fond memories about them, because frankly, they're just not worth the effort. Book of Immolation. I think a lot of those games, though, would be like abandonware, though. Be made by like one person in a bedroom, so. I don't know. The specific version of, say, desktop poker or chess which you played growing up, or Pac-Man variant. There are games like Black and White that you think are on GOG, but not always. Yeah, Black and White would be one which could be put onto GOG. Along with Creature Isle. Black and White 2 as well, because I enjoyed both of those. I'd like to do a playthrough of Black and White 2, or at least to have a look at it again. Literally countless old DOS games that are forgotten and to where GOG isn't going to bother. Yeah. Oh, what's the channel? Pixelcade? Something like that? Hold on. Let me just have a look at it. It is, yeah, Pixel Amusement. Done by Gemini, I think it is. Covers a lot of sort of just random small DOS and early Windows software, which were, I think most of them were on a compilation CD. It was just a company sort of taking everything they could get their hands on and putting it all onto a CD, which frankly that's how I played a lot of these. It's just like compilation discs of software pulled from who knows where. I do recommend that channel. What was it again? if you like sort of old DOS stuff. Pixel Amusement. Discworld is another one that's past being on GOG. Oh yeah! Yeah, the Discworld adventure games. I think I played through the first Discworld adventure game. That's a game which I'd like to do on stream. I haven't played the second one, I don't think. There was also a third one. It wasn't... I don't think it was an adventure game. I think it was like Discworld Noir. I think it was like a 3D sort of adventure game or something like that. I never knew anything about it. But yeah, being a big fan of Discworld, you know, I would like to play through those. At least Discworld 2. Discworld 1, I like it. It's got good voice acting in it. I do kind of get sick a bit of Eric Idle. He does a good job though, but anyway.
Nothing yet.
Okay. Now maybe.
Nothing yet.
No. Have to go further away. Black and White 1 and 2, you believe you found them on the band websites before. I have both of them on CD, including Black and White, including the expansions. I don't think I've played them since they came out. They were interesting games. I don't think they had much in terms of like much reason to go back to playing them, because the campaigns are very structured. So it's sort of repeating a lot of what you've done before. There's not really much to do different. It's kind of like an RPG with strategy elements attached to it. Because often you're doing quests for people. At least in Black and White 1. Black and White 2, I think, got a bit better. It was a bit more of a strategy game. You actually had armies you could direct. And you could, like, siege settlements and throw rocks at walls to bring them down. Or get your creature to kick the walls down. Infravision. Cool. It's Black and White. Yeah. Wasn't there multiplayer on Black and White? I believe there was. I never played it. Apparently there was a skirmish mode in Black and White 1, but against the AI, but I never found that. I always thought it was a feature which was missing. I think it's because you had to go inside of your temple to be able to access it. And the temples... This is, you have to go into the game and then click on the front door to your temple structure to go into the menu. And there was a bunch of different rooms which would lead off to different, like, menu options. Like saving and loading and, you know, sound and volume and graphics options and all that. I think you could access some of them from a escape menu, but... I think the skirmish mode got lost amongst all that. At least I didn't spend enough time wandering around in there. Because you wanted to play the game. You didn't want to wander around inside a virtual... Oh! What am I doing? Into... In an in-game temple trying to find an option. Perhaps a bit too artistic for their own good in that regard. I can appreciate the, you know, the neatness of keeping it all within world, but,
The smell
nope,
of death.
I went down too far. But sometimes you have to... Sometimes you have to haul in the AI and keep it functional.
Something.
Okay.
I have no room.
Book of Elemental. 10,000 gold too? Jeez. Linked mail. Okay. Right. Where's that room where I died? Somewhere. Up here, perhaps. Nope. Over here. Oh, there's a bunch of dudes there. I think another YouTube channel, which I enjoy watching, Late BLT. He did a video recently on... It was more just looking at a whole bunch of screenshots from a CD compilation of old DOS software. But there was a few things in that which I remembered playing back in the day. Back in the day. Jeez. Can't remember what it was specifically. What one of them was specifically. Just sort of like different variants of things, as I said. Like, oh yeah, that version of Canon? No, what's the game where you have a randomly generated hillscape and you have two cannons and you fire one and it's all about elevation and power behind a shot, and you try to blow up each other's cannons. Scorched Earth or something, I think it is. It's like the most well-known version of it. It's like a proto-Worms, actually. If you were just using bazookas in Worms. completely lost where I had been. You have anything now? Careful. He's probably going to kick my ass. Another game which I'd like to play through at some point is Superheroes League of Hoboken. I believe Lethal's Feline's done a playthrough of that a number of years ago.
I sense a soul in search of answers.
That was a game which I had a... Let's go identify these items. I had a demo for it, but the demo was just a rolling demo with a series of cutscenes. Or with a series of screenshots.
Hello, my friend.
It was most disappointing
Stay a while
because I
and
actually
listen.
wanted to play the game, but it didn't have a playable demo. It was just, oh, look at these screenshots. And looking at the screenshots of that game, it looks really cool.
Whoa!
Because
what can I do for you?
the graphics are, you know, the art style's interesting. You have all these different areas, these weird monsters which you can fight. Music's pretty good in it too. But it's just like, yeah, no, you can't play it. It's like, damn it. I think it's like a, what's it? Well, it's basically just a party RPG. Wander around a world map, kind of like in Fallout 1. Go to locations. It's got light, kind of light adventure game elements to it. It's very silly. You found, looking back, you could play cool old arcade games on MAME that you'd never seen, or play something like that Master System. It fulfills that nostalgic itch while being new. I like using YouTube to listen to a whole bunch of soundtracks for games which I didn't play. There's some really good soundtracks for pinball games, I think, from arcade cabinets or Sega Genesis or something like that. Oh geez, what is one? Dragon something. Or Demon something or other. It's a really, really good soundtrack for a pinball game. -3 damage, 56% resist fire, hit points 26. What's this? Dire knock. Okay. Buckler of the Jaguar, 18 hit points. Eagle Thirst. 52% resist lightning, 11% chance critical hit. 20 to dexterity, 10 to 32 fire damage, 50% chance to knockback. Chaos Sever. Resist fire, vitality. Yeah, well. Chance to hit points. Chance to hit and vitality. Oh boy. What's this? Looks fancy. Nightscape. Or is it Knight's Cape? Plus 12 to all attributes. 50 armor class. Minus 29% light radius. Minus 70 hit points. Plus 36 to mana. Magic, based on character level. Plus 1 to apocalypse spell. Plus 2 to golem spell. Plus 3 to stone curse spell. Okay. That 36 to magic isn't... No, I mean, actually, hang on. That's magic, not mana. I mean, my mana goes up to 800 with that. But it drops your hit points by, like, 70? Yeah, jeez. That's hefty. Cuts my health in half. I mean, it's not like I'm dying. I'm not dying that fast anyway. To all attributes. I mean, this is nice in that it increases all my spells by 1 level. I don't actually use any of these 3 spells. Apocalypse is nice. Golem spell is a bit and Stone Curse is kind of useful. It only increases my magic by, but like 60 or 70. So I don't think we'll use this. Cool looking robe though. Okay, and I already know that barbarian belt spell. Not spell. I've actually got 2 of them. Okay, let's go over to Adria and buy more potions.
I sense a soul in search of answers.
Okay. Oh no, yeah, right. I didn't die. I was preparing for Garbad. Haste, extra strong, fire enchanted, cold enchanted.
I cannot cast that yet. I cannot cast that yet. I cannot cast that yet.
Mr.
Garbad the Weak has finally surpassed his namesake. It just takes having haste, cold enchanted, and fire enchanted. Oy. Okay, so he was over here.
I cannot cast that.
Wow, he's not phased by that at all, really. Where's he going? Uh-oh.
I cannot cast that.
He's actually not making a complete beeline for me, so we can hide him around much more easily.
I cannot cast that yet. I cannot cast that. I cannot cast
It's like he has bursts of energy. He starts running around a lot more, but then he slows down for a bit.
I am not impressed.
You only managed to kill me
Where would I
once.
put this?
And he dropped a rare mace. Okay.
Where would I put this?
Let's pick up that linked mail too. You were a little impressed. Yeah, I was.
I have no room.
Boy.
I have no room.
It only takes hell difficulty to make him a challenge. I think it was pretty challenging in Nightmare as well. I don't know. Just book a sacrifice. Okay. So let's see. We dealt with Garbad. I think we've dealt with pretty much everything around here. No, we haven't gotten a magic rock. Oh, that's where I died before. There I died again. I tried to teleport out of that. It's hard to teleport when you're getting machine gunned by arrows. Who would have thought? Hey, stop that. Okay.
I cannot cast that.
Let's be careful about this.
I cannot cast that.
There's a funny word.
Cast that. I cannot cast that. I cannot cast that. I cannot cast that yet. I cannot cast that.
I wasn't actually casting them. I was wondering why the number of fireballs wasn't increasing. Ooh.
Where would I put this?
It's a set piece breastplate. Don't want all these scrolls. Actually, there's a scroll of infant vision. Keep that, because I can't learn that spell. Okay, and there's that one. Flame wave.
I cannot use this yet.
And what's this? Firebolt. No. Remove gold? Crazy.
That did not do anything.
Okay.
I cannot cast that.
Teleport
yet.
over there. Right, there's maybe only down here which we haven't explored. Where is that? Where's that? There it is. I mean, it's just a helm. It's not like a high level helm or anything. What's this? Book of Insanity. Cannot read it. More useful than the Book of Firebolt, since Firebolt's already max level, so I really should sell all those Firebolt spell books which I have. It's not like I could do anything with them. What?
I do not need that. I do not need that.
Okay. Apparently there's a second tavern sign. I guess I used a, shrine which, closed all the, chests again. Yeah. And that also includes this one. Which means that it drops another tavern sign when you open it. Okay. We'll go down here. And that should give us the shortcut. which we'll be able to make use of next time. Yep, down to the catacombs. Okay, Kane,
Hello, my friend.
what have I got?
Stay a while.
We'll get the quest
and
next
listen.
time. I believe that will be the infested cellar.
Whoa, what can I do for you?
Okay, what have we got? Die Visage. 3 mana per 5 seconds. 10 to magic. Magic and lightning, 39%. It's not terrible. Lapis Mail of Precision. 37% resist lightning, 20 to dexterity. Corruption Grinder. 68% chance to hit, 45% resist magic, 58% resist fire, 13 to strength, 20 to vitality, hit steals 5% life. Okay. Amulet of the Jackal, minus 6 hit points. That's going into the stash. What's this? Eyes and Hearts Case. 33 armor class, minus 2 damage taken from enemies. Level 9, okay. It's kind of light on the bonuses. Do we have something of that already? Yeah, Eyes and Hearts Parry. Okay, well, what's the set bonuses you get with this? For the breastplate, you get 72 to armor class based on character level. That makes it a bit more useful. We're not gonna wear it, but that's actually twice your character level, I think. Yeah, twice your character level. And Eyes and Hearts Parry gives you plus 10 to all attributes, which is quite nice. And also wearing these 2 parts gets you 10 strength. So, okay. That's an alright shield. Put them there. I don't think I've got any others. It's Clegglaw's Tooth. That's part of a separate one. Yeah. Okay. Well. Right, and this amulet can go over here. With all of our other terrible items. Learn that. I have any books I can
That
read?
did not do anything.
Nope. I have so many items. And I still have like 50 pages for stash.
I sense a soul in search of answers.
19% spell power. Okay. Lightning resistance minus 2. Stuff. Ice blast. Lightning wall. Okay. Yeah, I'll put these into my stash. I should have done that. I don't know why I was carrying on to them. I think it was because I thought they were, those spells were already max level. But clearly they're not. Okay. Oh, thank you very much for the follow 404 preview. It's an odd name. Yeah, okay. Yeah, let's buy some potions. But I think we're going to call it there for tonight. Apologies to people who might have just joined. We have made it through the cathedral, dying multiple times. We'll probably continue dying next time as we go through the catacombs. So, yeah. Have we changed gear much? Not really. We've got a new amulet. Did we get a new belt? I don't know. Maybe. Not too much of a change. But yeah, I think that will be it for tonight. It's going alright. I mean, you know, no matter how many times I die, we can just keep... What's it called? Beating our head against that wall until we make progress and push through it. It's interesting how it becomes not so much just relying on a spell to get through it. You sort of have to sit back and think, okay, now what is this enemy actually vulnerable to? And then you realize I'm going to have to plink away at them with this spell and deal tiny amounts of damage and just kite them all over the level because they're so fast. I'm not looking forward to fighting the Smith. It's going to be so fast. Not to mention Hell and all the other enemies in there. Oh boy. Anyway, that's for the future to worry about. I'll thank you very much for joining, and I hope you'll join me again then.